Hello, this is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included. Last time we made this Dartle stable over here. We're going to see how that runs. Before we get to the project today, let me take you through some of the comments. Starting with Matthew, who mentioned we could do a little bit of decorating up here. I've done a little bit since that comment, but I'm going to expand this a little bit more just since it was brought up. Down here in the nature reserve, putting this tree tiling, this actually has two purposes. One, obviously decor can go up when dupes are running up and down here, but it's also going to be a reminder for me to not destroy this. If I take any one of these tiles out, that will destroy the nature reserve status. We don't want that. Then we've got the laboratory, we've got the other great hall, and then so on and so on. We've got the cooking area over here. And the little, what is the clinic, if anyone gets stressed out, massage clinic. Building all this with granite. I think we can go on fast speed for this one. So we have a very high decor value, at least compared to where we started. Especially up here in the barracks, I figure, with all those gold tiles. We still have stuff on the floor. We'll get to that at some point. Actually, this doesn't look too bad. But this is good because this is going to allow this system to warm up. I'd like to get some more dartles in here. What did I decide? 4? I'm going to bring that up to 6. Some critters. Whoa. Oh. Did we? Okay, weird. Must have been the automation wire that was set that off. There's some tough meat. Oh, 500,000 calories. So we're doing well with food. Make sure our deep freezer is running well. Nice and cold in there. I assume there's granite in the area, but just to be sure, let's do this. Figured we'd have like an industrial look to the kitchen. Oh. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Do we have... Hold on. Are we out? No, we're not. You're not out. Okay, let me make this a priority 9 then. It's a bit strange. Yeah, like, power banks. Let's check the schedule. Make sure that there's enough break. Oh, there is enough break for Megalo. Currently making some microchips, so maybe let me put that on the menu. So if we get a buildup of that, I'll know to give them less rest. Alright, back to some decorating. Figure the Great Hall for Bionic Dupe. Give that a circuitry type of look. This is one of my favorite tiles, mostly because the gas on top of it, the charcoal, looks pretty cool. And of course, trees for a nature reserve. All right. So the next comment was Cedric, who mentioned a great idea for loading in critters. I was struggling to think of how this was going to work, though I have an experiment of how to bring in Rexus with the fact that I've got more than one type of critter that's going to be going in here. It's probably going to fail, and then I'll go back to Cedric's idea if that's going to be the case. But generally, we'll have a critter sensor just for Rex, and we'll have a separate one for the Dartles. If my crazy plan, which I may not get to today because we have to wait for the Dartles to build up. Cedric also mentioned, why not bring up the chlorine line, which is down here, so we can store all the chlorine we want. We'll bring that up and push that here where I'll ultimately be having maybe do a little bit more. Well, apparently can't. Maybe dig down like that to let that liquid get out of there. Oh, some mopping up is happening. But once this guy goes... actually, no. Even if that guy doesn't go off, we're going to get chlorine. So maybe we'll start planting these guys again in this area. Okay, so let's make sure I get this... oh, a little bit more construction. Still need it. And I guess we need a ladder going down now. And I see some amber. That, I think, is going to be the focus for today. But let me just get through a couple little cleanup stuff before we get to that. Okay, let's have a look here. So this is going to be... I need to separate this. The everything else, which is basically oxygen or something that gets inadvertently picked up, would go there. So that's going to go into there, which ultimately is sent out there. Okay. And then I'll do this, and that should get our chlorine rolling out. So there's more chlorine going in here. So maybe very little chlorine will actually go in the storage. So if we do have too much, at least we'll have a place to store it. Just one more pipe, I think. All right, and that's going to see chlorine go up here. Let's just check to make sure that we have planted these guys. Okay, apparently we have not. Oh, worn Atmo suit. Okay. Furthermore, I don't know why I did that, but just have that go like that. Cancel this. Now we have to deal with the Atmo suit, which should be pretty easy, though there's only so much reed feathers, but hopefully we'll fix that issue with this stable over time. Atmo suit, using the feathers, currently 16. Repair those. Oh. Right. The bionic dupe. I can get them to where... okay. Oh, we get a conch. Okay, I'll come back to that. All right, so that takes care of that. So the next comment, Sam said they saw a dupe and potentially even critters could get their face smacked by red bolts. So I'm going to do two things in this little zone. Yeah, thank you, Sam, for pointing that out. It didn't even occur to me. So we'll put a door here to restrict access. We'll also might as well put in a material here to load into the radiation lamp. So that is going to be a metal ore, right? Of uranium ore can be put in there. And then we've got this where we can restrict access. Let me just double check that there's no sneaky way that I don't see. So nobody can get through there. Excellent. Thanks for that. So happy to be here says they are enjoying this series as well as the energy vampires. So thank you for that. That's definitely motivating for creating these. I'm going to go clean this area up since I don't have gas masks in this zone anymore. We'll take that out. I see oxygen a little bit low. So what I'm doing, I'm connecting into my oxygen line, just doing a little bit of venting just to make sure that it's very breathable down here. That's going to help push down the chlorine as well. Oh, I guess that's a spot that nobody can access. Maybe I even get across here. And I'll indicate that we'll want to harvest those, but maybe at low priority. So I see two of these. Maybe this one didn't get planted because it was too wet. There's chlorine going in the area. Alright, so there is that. So one of Disease was suggesting they would have actually put the door at the top instead at the bottom like this. The reason I put it at the bottom like this, I was thinking kind of carbon dioxide would make its way out, though really carbon dioxide's now going down here anyways. But the other benefit that having this area filled in with chlorine would be is that chlorine doesn't interact with temperatures very well, which in this case, that would prevent this from getting warm from out here. Though I did extend this a little bit, so hoping that's going to help. Though I'm also a little bit nervous until we start producing more feathers for having Atmos suits. I guess we could have used gas masks, though I think the dupes get irritating chlorine, don't they? Anyways, just to be safe, we'll do that. Oh, the other thing, I'm noticing that the dartles are gone. Okay, so we placed another dartle in here. And the other dartles that are running around 30, let's maybe put you in here as well. And we'll wrangle up, yeah, throw you in, actually, yeah. And you are 26, let's wrangle you, have you dropped off over here where I'm storing my wild versions of those guys. And having them stored here, I'm hoping that's going to prevent critters from getting smacked. If I don't have dartles running around, then that'll prevent that situation. Though, I'm always going to be looking for these guys for a while, I bet. So it'll take a little bit of time until we can say all our dartles are together. But at least we've got these guys in here, so that is that. Let's see, I can't remember. Did I specify one of these for bleachstone? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. All right, with that done, let's go to the next project. So next thing I'm going to do, not sure how well this is going to work. First of all, I think I might want the critter condo for what I'm going to be experimenting with later on. But I'm bringing my bionic dupe. They're going to put this on. I don't know if I can just convince them to destroy this before they take their suit off. Oh, right. Wait. I don't want them to hang this up. Okay, let's temporarily say, Megalo, you're not allowed in here. And you are not allowed in here. We better put in a door there. Okay, so now we've got Megalo, which is able to wear this, which is super awesome. Let me just tell the normal dupes this is an area only for Megalo. Okay, so we need to do the opposite, basically. Nobody except for Megalo. And let's check. Alos. I want a bunch of Brocky. I want a bunch of dupes that can do critter ranching, so we'll work towards that. Oh, nice. Okay, and we'll give you strength or construction. I'll give you construction. So, yeah, we've got another dupe then. What else to give? 2 more boosters. That's what I'll do. Let's give you your strength. I can even assign something else. I feel like they're going to do a lot of digging. Especially if I get them to go to the far away areas. So, take a minute or a second there and specify I want that. Okay. Okay, so that takes care of that. So I think I have taken care of all the cleanup stuff that I wanted to. So going back to this plan, I want to create some amber. There's already a little bit of amber on the ground. Well, you guys have been born, so you know what? I'll wrangle you two. But so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go around and find a place where, in fact, maybe it's going to be here. highly likely it's going to be here because I have 2 plants like this. I'll want to put in some of the, I worked with these guys before, but hopefully it'll go well. This knit critters, and keep them in a stable. But those guys need critters to sting. I was hoping that that Pacus might be the something they could sting, but clicking on this guy, seeing this Jabo has not been stung, which is making me think they don't sting water-based critters. So anyways, I will, I'll consider my options, possibly this or possibly somewhere else for this little stable. So this is version 1 of this setup. I decided to choose this area after all, these 2 plants. In fact, actually there's the 3rd here. If we open up into here. But I'd like to store some critters, some wild critters here. Critter starvation, just curious. Light wounds, glum. Maybe up the priority of this and this. We very much look forward to more dupes that have access to working with critters. Alright, and make sure that these guys here are happy. Did I make this? It's an 8. Okay. Oh! Uh-oh. Pressure. Uh-oh. Okay, I have this set for 1,500, right? Maybe I will make that 1,200, but... Oh, you know what? Maybe a buffer, too. Not a buffer filter. Just to be safe. I don't know if that was the issue, though. Let's put this in nonetheless. Okay, well then. Well, maybe that was just a temporary status. But I think that doing this will help nonetheless. Set that to be maybe 120. Alright, I don't like this. Do not like this. So what is happening? I've got oxygen around here, which is very high. It may simply just been that I've let too much in. Okay, let's think. So I'm putting in a second pump in here. Hopefully it won't be needed too often, especially now that I've adjusted this. Just look at the pressure, and the pressure is a little bit low. Maybe put 1,500 or 1,600 or something like that. Where is it right now? 17. Okay, so if I say, if you are ever above, let's say 16, let's do 1,600. That, okay, just need that done first. There we go. It's going to pump out some of this oxygen, hopefully bringing down our pressure. Okay, where were we? We were down here before I got interrupted on that. Oh, I see some halfway right there. No one can get across. So my understanding is these guys will, over time, be obviously eaten by here, but they reproduce. But they only reproduce faster if they sting a critter. So we did maintain a population of wild lums. So I might... Actually, you know what? Let's just do this a nicer way. Clear this out first. Put in a drop-off. Oh, wait, no. Because that'll be confused with the drop-off in here. Never mind. I don't want that to happen. Let's send you... We'll just use this relocation button to do that. Yeah, I found another dirtle. Be checking for skills every now and then for dupes that can wrangle critters. Okay, so you are there. I guess we're gonna wait for these guys to become adults, unless maybe I can. I think those critters can be wrangled. So I want to get over here. It's a bit of an awkward place to get to. I don't want to disrupt my hydrogen area. I've got very hot temperatures above here. Actually, I might be able to go through the top. And I'm choosing to go through the bottom. Though that would involve having to put a hole here, which is not super awesome. Though maybe Megalo could help us out in this case. Though I would have to go all this way versus just up this way. And all I want to do is just grab a few of these guys. Though if I... let me think about this more. So here's the plan of attack. Decided to go from the top instead. Oh yeah, let's go over to Megalo. Get them to focus on digging. Might want to restrict this area to be just them. A little bit of bleach stone should be picked up at some point. And then a door to be able to control access eventually. Maybe right there. Oh, right. I forgot. Megalo is doing a lot of sleeping. Let's wake them up. Alright, we'll open this. Tell everyone you're not allowed in here unless you're Megalo. This priority. So Megalo knows to work on that. Put in a path there. Actually, technically, this is... I'm not going to be over here very often, so maybe that's not a lot of point to it, but... Oh well. You know what? Let's just allow everyone in. For a little bit anyways. Oh, and there's that research. My concern, let's see if, oh, these guys haven't been stung yet, but if they get stung, I think that makes them less happy. I don't know, being wild, whether that affects their ability to lay an egg. I want them to be able to maintain their wild population. Where is career condo? How much? Oh, that takes 10. Oh, it's bigger than I thought too. Okay, let's put that there. That is pricey. Did not realize that would cost 10. Okay, you guys, make more yourselves so we can put a Rex in here. Get down here. We'll want to, oh, hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Gotta watch for hot temperatures. Bissolite. Okay, we're good. There's also a locate. Oh, didn't even see you guys. Well, technically I could just go around this corner instead of maybe all the way down there. Okay, good to know. Okay, changing directions, going over here. With the idea of wanting to take you, which, oh, 8 of... These guys, grow really quickly. I wonder if there was any point. Because by the time I get in here, he's going to expire anyways. Though I could take you and add you to the population. Nonetheless. Okay, so we'll still get over there. Just curious. Oh, that has to be built. Well, I didn't realize that. We actually need an actual stable. Okay, that's probably too big. Okay. Wait, now. If I just enclose this in a space and have doors that are open so that the little bugs can go across, that should work, right? Okay, and these need to be open if we're going to do this. Open, 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 open. Ah, nice. Okay. Wow. he tries to fit in. All he can fit in. Okay, you're in the way. Okay, so he jumps on it. That's the important part. Is I get a plus cozy, which gives me a +1 to happiness that lasts for a cycle. Anyways, maybe that'll maintain the population. That now applies to both of them. All right. I guess the question is, do I continue on going down here to get a bunch more? So I'm going to get Megalo to make their way down there. Restricted them so that they're the only ones that can go there. But now let's, since that's going to take them a bit of time, figured the next thing to do, and I noticed I have not used this guy, so we'll come back to that in a second. But I want to make sure we can access the plants, in particular the amber, that has already been naturally produced. Figure we'll give this to Alos. Alright, so we've got a positive outlook on life. Right, that might actually... Normally I'm kind of disappointed when I get that on normal game, but on hard mode, that actually... Not such a bad thing. Okay. So we're able to get across here. Almost. Well, I think we can. So that gives us access to amber there and there. Also found... no, not here. More of these little bugs in this area. Though, I've got to be super careful. I cannot casually try to get through here. Very hot through there. Very wet through there, but this is an area that's probably set up for Megalo to get to, and well, I already have them on that. So I'll have to get the regular dupes to work on something else for the time being. And I'm just curious when we're going to get one of these guys to hatch, or become an adult anyway. The next thing I'm looking at, do I send dupes in here with gas masks? Because there's carbon dioxide and chlorine. I thought, you know what, let's just put a pump down here. But I don't want the critters to go down here, so we'll put in a door. Because my thinking is these guys always need access to water, and if they fell down here, well, they wouldn't get that. So I believe this would be smart. Put that there, put that there. See how Megalo's doing. Still need to get over here, Megalo. Put in some automation over here to look for not oxygen. And then we've got to make sure that can slide up into the right pipe. Oh, that constant carbon monoxide, that might... Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Oh, actually did want that. I'll redirect this pipe to go up like that. And we'll jump over. And then I'll connect in like this. Technically, why am I redoing that whole thing? Oh, whatever. Okay, so we're going to be looking for not oxygen. Okay, so that's going to improve the gas situation down here. Probably going to get a lot of, now that I think about it, polluted oxygen. So just account for that. Maybe put that in here. Okay. I'm going to take a second and disable this atmosuit checkpoint. Right, with that, let's reverse the rules here so no one can go in here except for Megalo. Whoa. Guys, no. It's a highly pressured environment. Your ears are probably popped. Holding, yeah, popped eardrums. Whoa. Oh, is that not a valid... Why? Oh, okay. Something's not liking this. Okay, let's enable this back. Maybe take this out. A little surprised on that. So you're telling me that for some reason you're allowed to walk through. Just must be a diagonal type rule with the door. Maybe the fact that they can go from here to here and... Oh, okay. Actually, if I just did that. Okay, now if I check. There we go. All right, so I've got a spot here that Megalo can go to. Not urgent, but when they are able to, we'll get them to be able to go over there. And just looking at the application of why I might be going after amber, clearly I'll want a plant pulverizer, which will convert amber to resin, fossil, and sand. I know fossil and sand, so resin. If I heat that up, apparently steam and refined carbon. Oh, cool. That's a way of making refined carbon. Solid resin. We can heat it up, and we may... Oh, no, that's the amber process. Oh, just above 95. So if I don't want to... okay, we'll come back to that in a second. I'm just curious what is... Oh, all right. The polymer press. Directly shove that resin into a polymer press. That's how we get our plastic. Okay. My question was, if I use this, I'll take 100 kilograms and I'll make 50 and 25. But if I heat it up to 95, I'll get 800. So I get a better return heating it up. Got to be above 100 or 95. Okay, well, I'll consider my options. Maybe the plant pulverizer's not the best thing. I mean, you'd think that I'm going to be able to find some hot environments to possibly work with. So I'm getting a little tired of just Megalo being the only dupe that can do certain things. Let's get another bionic dupe. This is Gigan. Gonna get maybe 3 of these guys together. Take this out. Put this right here. Install this, install that. Make sure we get a little decoration in here. Just verify that this is actually going to be big enough room. Let's see. I got to do a couple maintenance things, don't I? Gigan, don't go in here. Don't go in here. Let's see, where's the schedule for Gigan? Sure, that'll work. Vitals. Gigan, let's get you. So I'm at the point where my Atmos suit cannot be repaired because I used... I don't know if this was silly or necessary, but I did what I did. Let's get Gigan to put this on because I don't want this suit here to become ruined. So that'll be the end of it until we get Rex's, which I don't know how long that's going to take. Okay, just don't want to see him. Okay, and then I want to instruct everyone. You're not allowed in here, unless you're Megalo or Gigan. Nice. Okay, and then we have 2 dupes that can go into some of these places. Awesome. Let's just double check that that's still a massage clinic. It is. So here's my thinking. I want to transport some amber into here and see what happens. But obviously I want to do that with air vacuum. So I need a liquid that I know is going to be safe. Oh yeah. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to get the bionic dupes to go down here, controlling access with this. And by the way, I'm making a rule of not making plastic with crude oil. So that'd be an option otherwise. In case you're wondering why I'm just not doing that. Oh, let's make sure that goes like that. Open this door. Tell everyone don't go in here unless you're Megalo or Gigan. Check the schedule. These guys should be down here, you'd think. Where's Gigan? Thank you for that. Okay, taking note that the chlorine, yeah, these plants are very effective at consuming lots of chlorine. There's probably an achievement to say that we got to the oil biome. Now, how much oil do we have in here? Oh, not a lot. Not a lot. So that might mean I need to run an oil reservoir. But in this hot environment, that's not going to be easy. Oh! Okay, I was going to say, I'll just bring the amber in here. But it's not quite hot enough, I don't think. Unless I had a dry airlock that I create for this, though how much heat's going to escape as I temporarily go through. I just don't like that. Oh, wait a minute. I've got crude. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, we don't need this. We don't need that. Maybe for the time being. just put that right there. Though, is there any lead I could... you know what? No. Let's go down. I'll use the lead. Get access to that. And let's... no priority. We can do this as we've got time. But there's some lead that I'd like to grab. Be careful with these guys. Don't want to get the scorches everywhere. Okay, let's put in ladder right there. A little piece of lead right there as well. Okay, all right, so nice. That's going to give us access to a little bit of lead, but it was really crude oil that I actually cared about. So, I see some over here. What's the temperature? 63. I can get the bionic dupes over there then. Actually, do I even care about restricting dupes? Maybe that's... I was just kind of thinking it's a wet floor. But if I did this... take that out. And block them from going down that way. And do a little bit of mopping up right there. Do this. And then it's cutting here. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. So once we get down here, we'll want to take the... oh, got to mix of polluted water. I think at this point I'm going to say we're going to get bionic dupes to take over. There's a little bit of sand. Okay, and let me just take a door that has the same rules that we want, hit copy, and I'll make a plan for a pump. So we're going to put a pump here, make that out of gold amalgam, though we're not above 75 degrees. Though this guy, as we start pumping this out, this guy could produce more, though. I could get a little bit of polluted water in there, but what I'm going to do is dump that down here. As long as this is mostly crude oil, this should be good. I should probably take some of this brine ice, get that away. Actually, before, let me just fill that with normal tiles. Okay, how are we doing with the pump? Pump is created. Megalo, what did you do? Okay. Megalo must have accessed this. There's no... oh, Megalo. Okay. Gigan. Gigan, you still have your Atmo suit on. Okay. Working with this can be pain. Oh. That's where you did that. Okay. Didn't even think about that one. Gigan. Get out of there. Move 2. All the way up here. Some skills. Okay, Jaloff, you already have critter ranching, but to give you maybe more construction. Carno. Okay, you're on cooking is your primary thing, but I'll have another critter ranching. More boosting. Rapto. To digging for you. Stego. Construction and Vlop. Should I work towards another critter and no, let's do demolition. Okay, Megalo. Oh, no. No. Oh. Okay, this is not the best way of doing this, but not at all. I can just keep them busy. Oh, really? I need to build. There we go. This will work. Okay, so that will take care of Megalo's situation with their suit. The whole point was to have 2 bionic dupes that had access to ammo suits all the time. Okay, so we just need some piping going all the way down here, and I could send out some. Maybe the best thing to do. Just don't want this to become flooded. What would that would actually be a problem? Okay, anything that's liquefiable, sweep only, and we'll do this. This also has me thinking, brine-wise. Growth halted, why? Okay, let's put a brine ice storage in here, next to this auto sweeper, since that's the input to these guys. Right, we'll put brine ice within here. Okay, that just reminded me of that. Back to this. So we want all this stuff gathered. Do we have crude oil on the way? We do. Excellent. Once that is up to there, then we'll put in, or turn on the vacuum. Vacuum the gas pump to create a vacuum. Alright, I might need to find something to do while we wait for that. Actually, technically, aren't we, oh, one have a door. This is going to be for only bionic dupes. That actually is very important. Door can open. Oh, I see that. I was thinking there's still brine there. No, no, no. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay, let's start the process of getting that vacuum made. Specifying that nobody goes in here except for bionic dupes that have Atmo suits on. And that's gonna need a little bit of help. Maybe if I just dig this out, could be enough. How much crude oil do I want to take in? It's probably enough. cut this right here. Maybe another quick project. So now I'm going to, whoop, careful. Now I'm going to give the command to get in here. Make this a priority while we have our bionic dupes. Just making sure the dupes can't get through. No, they can't, but just to be absolutely certain. Let's throw that there. The other thing, since we have crude oil, we'll have a lubrication station built. Not actually taking much, just a little bit that's in the line. We'll worry about regular crude oil production later. I guess that would be about taming this guy, really. Anyway. Got 2 dupes that can do this. There we are. Oh, thank you for just taking one of these. Alright, so steam making its way over to here, but that won't go through the crude oil. We've got a vacuum area protecting this heat from going out. Okay. So here is what I'm thinking. Now that we've got into this really hot spot, let's put in a bin. We'll put in our amber. First, see what happens. Excellent. Okay, so where is amber? Actually, it's kind of I'm going to guess it is manufactured. No, it's definitely not manufactured. Is it organic? Comes from a plant. Hey, look at that. Nice. All right, let's make that priority 6. Oh. Do we no longer have any, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, we need to continue our way down here, apparently. And we're not going to do that without that ladder. So it's kind of coming down to all just the bionic dupes. Alright, maybe I'll get the regular dupes. Oh, did we ever, okay, so that's set, ready to go. We'll dig out a spot over here. This is where I plan to put the polymer press. And I'm wondering how this is going to go because, first of all, we've got to get that amber melt. I'm assuming that's going to become a liquid. Then we're going to have to make that resin get into here. But here's the thing. I can't build a pump. 132. I can make something out of gold amalgam. And it would support 125. Unless maybe I pause my project and make steel. How? I guess the question is how am I... Well, first of all, where's our bionic dupes? Let's go to priority. Research cooking. It's fine. They should be loading in amber. Why are they not? They're over. Okay. What? Okay, 7. I might just be distracted by this over here, which also is important. amber. Okay, let's go vital. Come on now. Again, for instance, follow cam. Okay, they've got amber. Awesome. Boom. And Megalo. Oh my goodness, Megalo. I'm going to like... What did you do with your suit? Okay, what did Megalo do with their suit? Okay, we got rid of this. They didn't put it here. But, okay, that's disabled. That explains that. Is there anywhere else? What? Didn't I? Okay, this is currently... Gigging can't get in here. Oh, but I did have a thought that I'm kind of doing this in a silly way. First of all, let's disable this. Okay, again, that's... Or Megalo. Yeah, Megalo. Good. Couldn't I have just clicked on this and told Megalo... Oh yeah, of course. Okay, so that's been disabled. But again, you're allowed in here. Let's just take these out because otherwise that's just confusing. And we're just, I know it was disabled, but I want to get rid of the other one because I'm tired of this situation. There you are. There you are. Okay, so after that distraction, we've got Amber currently sitting at 38. If I just knock that out. $38.2. Oh. Okay, it's in this hot, steamy environment, but it's... Oh, wait a minute. What if I put a tiny amount of crude oil? Maybe if we can get over here, we can get some crude oil. Or maybe take some from that. I'm not sure which. Just yeah, let's go down here. Alright, so now that Gigan has a suit, though, I can tell them they're allowed back in here. Or Megalo can do that. Can do a little bit of mopping up. Transport that crude oil over here. Let's just take some of the other stuff and kind of move it out of the way. Just like to see what happens here exactly. Let's take this crude oil.
And then send this on top of that. Amber is slowly increasing in temperature. Let's empty this. If we had feathers, this might be a much nicer thing. We just have to wait for our bionic dupes. And boy, do we have to wait. Okay, I'm gonna have to assign a task for the, oh yeah, I guess the other dupes can, forget, they can help clear this out. So polymer press going in, but I want to watch Megalo do this. Okay, Amber. Does that help you increase your temperature? Barely. Okay, I mean, I could wait. Or I kind of have to finish soon. So actually, I really want to see this. We're not going to get into the polymer press today, but what if I did this? Move this over right there. Apparently, we're never going to move that. Make that a 9. And then let's put in just a very small amount, maybe 10 kilograms of amber. High priority. Okay, so thinking if something is smaller amount, it'll change temperature a little quicker. Let's see, amber. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's slow things down. 65, and what's the magic number again? 95. $75, 80, 90. Slow things down. 93. I think we have to get up above it a certain amount. Oh, and look at that. Resin. Okay, and it's 124. I was gonna say that's technically what where I could build a gold amalgam pump, but it's not gonna last that way. Well, the rest of the amber is gonna take. I've got an idea what I should do. Okay. So this is my thinking. What if we divide this amber up into different sections that maybe will get this to turn to liquid. Oh no, we lost it. No. Wonder if it just became deleted because it's just got disappeared from the crude oil. Okay, what if we maybe having the crude oil was actually a bad call. Well then. So let's do 200 kilograms of amber in each of these locations. Oh, right, and I forgot that we're going to get carbon dioxide. It should definitely be making its way over there when we're ready. Okay. And let's just throw all these out on the floor. Alright, so I think that will increase a little bit quicker. Sad that we lost our little bit, first bit of resin that we've created, but hopefully this is going to work out a little bit nicer. I'm thinking that, have we seen it? No. Alright, let's just put in a floor here, because the other thing, that resin, once we get it to that, this then turns solid at 200 or 220. So I want to be very careful about making sure this is going to dump in here, hoping this is going to work. But if that dumps, oh wait a minute, actually, even better than that. Insulate it. I might actually want to do airflow. Maybe here, here, and here. Let's do that. Let's take that igneous rock, throw that out. And where have we gotten here on amber? Alright, still need to wait for that to increase. I would just like to end off with sending some of these little bugs in here. So maybe we'll see about getting further down over here. Wonder if there's just no... Oh, I was going to say there is a local igneous rock, so it's not that. On the skills, is there one that exosuit penalty reduction? Okay. Okay, again, I'll work them towards that. And let's go down, down. I'll make a path. So I'm running out of time tonight, but I just sent, or gave them the command to dig down. We'll scoop up some of these guys when I come back. Send them over here. My thinking is, basically, these guys fly up and they go into here. But what I need to do is put in so many. I'm hoping that if they do a sting on here, they'll reproduce by the time these things go. Because these things, once we get little critters in there, they take a good amount of time. So hoping we're going to get, it'll maintain itself that way. We'll find out. Maybe not. Okay, let's do harvest on this. Alright, and that's going to result in more. Oh, there's more amber. You know what? I'll just finish off on that. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. When I come back, I'm going to see if I can get that resin from here into this guy to make plastic. And then there's the question of, can I make enough of it? How much am I going to actually get from that? And if I have to rely on this, is this going to be effective? Anyway, that's next time. Thanks for watching. See you then. This is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included.